Hi folks, and welcome to this video, which is going to be all about how to change your guitar strings. My strings need changing. I've done a few gigs with them now, so they definitely are in need of a change. So just a few things. I use these currently, Rotor Sound 12s, JK12 medium lights. If you're not sure which strings to use, I use metal strings like this, bronze. And that's a pretty good in the middle of the road sort of set to go for. Or you could use D'Addario EJ16s or something like that. So, first step, we have strings on this guitar. I'm assuming you are starting from a place of having strings on your guitar. And I am going to take off 2 of them. Now for me, I'm going to start with the thinnest E string. Which is the thinnest string, and then the one next to it, which is the B string. Back here we've got some pegs, you can see them there, which hold the strings in. What I'm going to do is, there's quite a lot of slack on these strings now. I'm going to hold the strings and just pull the pegs up. If they don't come out easily, like mine do, and use a pair of these little snips. Yeah, and just gently kind of put them under the peg. Just gently lift the peg up and it'll give. Now we've got 2 strings, and I just take the bit that was in your guitar, yeah, hold that in one hand, and then coil to the bits that were in the back of your guitar, and then I just make a little circle, yeah, just fold it in. So you end up with a neat little, just a couple of old strings like that. Okay, now we're going to replace those 2 strings. So get your strings. Rotor Sound are a bit awkward because unlike D'Addarios, they don't package them as their place on the guitar. So the D'Addarios, you get the 2 thinnest one together, but then the 2 middle ones together, and which makes much more sense. Rotor Sounds do it in kind of a strange way. So what we're going to, I'm just going to unravel all of them. The thinnest one is a red, so the E is a red and the B string is a white. So we've got the thinnest one is the red one, the B string is the white one, and I'm going to hold the 2 like that. Okay, and now I'm going to place those in their respective holes. And I'm going to place the peg in. So put the string in, put the peg in on the top, and then give the strings a little wiggle and a little tug, and you'll feel that the peg's holding them in. And just push down on the peg a little bit, just to make sure it's all snug. Then go up to the top of the neck, place your strings in the little groove in your nut, which is here. Right, put your finger on them on the top like that. So we've got 2 strings. I'm going to use my thumb actually. Nice and in place. Right, the next bit's kind of important. We're going to do the E first. Okay. We're going to go up on the inside of the tuning peg. So this side. Yeah, not this side, this side. We're going to come up with the string on the inside and go around the peg once, twice. And that's it. That's all you need. And then use your thumb to pull the string down to the bottom of the peg and get your end and push it through the hole. Making sure on the other side of the peg, the string that's round around the peg is below it. Yeah, so we want to poke the string through. I don't think you're going to see this, but we want to poke the string through so it's above the string that's gone around the peg below it, okay? And then tighten it up just a little bit, just to get some tension on the string. That'll do. Right, then the B string. I'll take that end and move it out of the way. B string in there, exactly the same thing on the inside, around once, around twice. Use your thumb, pull it down, and then through the hole, keeping it above the rest of the string. There we go. And do that. I've got a bit of slack on that one, but don't worry, just do it up and it'll pull itself tight. There we go. Now at this point, you've got your bottom E, so you can get that E kind of around where it wants to be, then the B. Okay, so they are kind of in tune. They're going to slip, doesn't matter, we just want a little bit of tension on the neck, around about the kind of tension that it's going to be when they're all done. Right, same process for the two middle strings. So, okay, back down the bottom, and then what I sometimes like is grab the string and actually push the string forward a little bit so it goes down in the hole where the peg is, and that'll sometimes release a bit of tension on the peg if you're having trouble getting the peg out. So I've got my two strings up the top here. Because we did it sensibly, there's only two winds that we have to undo, you see. It's all you need. You don't need hundreds and hundreds of winds. 5 even. It just makes work for you. Okay, so what we got? We got a red and a black, or red and a blue, which will be those two. We've got the two in our hand like that. Put the two into the holes, push them down, and put the peg in, and then pull it back. That's in. And the other one, push it forward, put the peg in, pull it back. And so those two are nicely in now. A little bit of tap on the pegs. Up to the top. Okay. And then it's got a bit fiddly with the littler ones, but normally we got the two strings like that. Yeah, up to the top of the guitar. And then when you get good at this, you can hold one like that, hold that string, use your thumb, yeah, to sort of nail, to push this string down and go around once, twice, that's it, that's all you need. Use your thumb now, bring it down, push the string in, keeping the rest of the string below it, pull it through, a bit of tension. Do that now. And we want that one to be that note. Roundabout. And then the same one with the G string. Up to the top. Yeah. Around the peg, using your thumb to push it down. 1, 2. And then string. Keep it down. That goes through the peg, above the rest of the string, and through. And then it can be useful just to hold onto that string whilst you're turning the peg to put a bit of tension on the string so it doesn't pull itself back through when you're doing it up. If you get me. 1 G string. Right, now I'm going to do the other two. So these ones I have to push forward a little bit. More tension, bigger string. Okay. And 1, 2, and then that'll come out. It will come out. There we go. 1, 2, and he's out. 2 at the end. 1, 2, 3, and that's about all we need of that. So fold that through and make a nice little coil. Strings like that. There we go. Perfect. And then in there, 1, 2. Like that. Up to the top. Now, these ones, do you know what? I'd only go around once, just because they're bigger strings. So I'm going to do the bottom E first. I'm going to just hold it in the nut with my finger, yeah, and I'm going to go from the inside around once, but one complete turn. Okay, so I'm back at the bottom, which happens to be where the hole is, and then just go through, across the top, done. And then do that up. Okay, and then the A string, one, I'll go around once with the A string. And then through. Okay, so these are all roughly kind of the tension that they're going to need to be. Get your snips, you're going to need some snips. And we want to cut these where the string comes through there, yeah. Hold the string and bend it up, yeah, and then just snip it at the top, yeah. So hold that. Let me see if I can get that in there. I'm doing the A string here, bend it up, yeah, and get your snips and just above, like that. Same with this, just give it a little, it's almost like just a little bend, yeah. Okay. So now that is restrung, it's all neat and tidy. Didn't take very long, in fact a lot longer, because I was kind of showing you how to do it as I was doing it. It is going to go out of tune. I use an app called DA Tuner, which is DA Tuner, yeah. And it's free, DA Tuner Lite. You can get a paid for version. Just put a tune on your guitar, like that. So the mic of your phone pointing at the sound hole. So like we had that pretty much in tune, and like these strings are now 3/4 of a whole tone flat. Right, so I've tuned this guitar. Now what I'm going to do is hold the neck and just pull. Now what I do is like I use the back of my hand to rest on the strings, and use your index finger and your middle finger maybe to pull, and just, yeah, what we want to do is just trying to get some of the stretch out of the string. That's all we're doing. Don't have to yank it very hard, just maybe go and do it once, a couple of times. I have found that the rotor sounds stretch less than the D'Addarios. That's now in tune. It is going to continue stretching for a while, but you can hear it's got that lovely top end sparkle that it didn't have before. Beautiful. And that is how you change the strings. I hope you found that useful. If there's any part of that you want to see again, or any questions, put them in the comments and I will of course reply. I'd say the key things are 1 or 2 times around the peg. Don't overdo it with that. With these things, if you're having trouble getting them out, just push the string or pull the string back so it goes back down the hole, and that will release a bit of tension on them. And get yourself a pair of these. you don't want to be living as a guitarist without a pair of these. Total pain. And that's about it, really. Okay, I will see you next time. I hope that was useful. I'll see you again. Cheers.